Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another video in addition to interview preparation segment. Today we are going to make sure that you are fully equipped for your upcoming interview and these common set of questions don't make you nervous. Interview rounds can be as unpredictable as they can get, but there are few pockets that you can hit with these common questions to get some breathing space for the rest. The interviewer is constantly going to put you in a discomforting zone with questions that you are not expecting so they can learn about you and your confidence better. Hence, today you and I are going to make sure that we are eliminating every possibility of slacking at any of these questions. We'll break this video down by discussing why each of these questions are commonly asked, what's the intention behind it, and how you can frame your answers around them accordingly. We have also discussed in detail how you should answer the most commonly asked question, tell me about yourself, in the previous video. Make sure you check that out to understand why it's asked by most common companies and what elements need to be present in that answer. Similarly, we are going to discuss how you can target these commonly asked questions in an interview today. Before we get into that, make sure you hit the subscribe button to always keep in touch with Scalar's new updates. Alright. Why do you want to work here? With this answer, the company wants to understand how keen you are about onboarding with them. Are you just desperate to get into XYZ placement, or are you interested in them specifically? Interviewers mainly ask this question to know if you are there just to milk from their established image, or do you have any other solid reason to be associated with them? So when you're planning your answer to this question, make sure you dig into as much information as possible. Make sure you visit their website, learn about their establishment, read their About Us section, see when they started off, who the pioneers are, learn about their market status, read articles about their work, their featured work, any specific campaign or work they have done that stuck with you. Tailor your answer in a way that they are assured that this interview is not just an option from other job interviews you are going to give, but you are actually interested in them and have done your share of research for the same. Drop in names of the significant members of the firm. Learn about their roles and ideologies by visiting their About Us on the website. If you don't find enough material, visit their LinkedIn profile. See the kind of content they put out there. Mention how they inspire you and how you admire their ideas and approaches. Put it across in a way that's subtle yet impactful. So you could put it across like, given the fact that it's barely a decade the company is established, it doesn't surprise me that the firm has seen a substantial growth given the founder's approach. I believe that when a team unites with the same vision as its leader, achieving a target doesn't seem as unlikely. And I see myself as a part of this team and learn it from the best of the business. So on and so forth. Moving on to what's unique about you. Oh, this question, along with tell us about yourself, definitely makes us want to scream, do I even know myself? Just hire me, please. But you wish. The interviewer is definitely not expecting anything extraordinary from you, but is just trying to dive in deeper to learn about your personality traits more. This question is asked to see how you look at yourself more than how other people see you. Self-evaluation is important in order to rectify your errors without getting prompted every now and then. Hence, this question is asked in order to see how you evaluate yourself. When you are preparing for this answer, ask yourself, what's that one thing your friends and family commonly tell you is the nicest thing about yourself? It could be that you are a great listener, a great advisor, or a great company. You can make an answer around these small qualities and how they can play a role on your professional front. So if you are a good listener, you can put it across by saying, I don't know if this counts as a unique trait, but I am told and I would like to believe that I am a good listener. I have always found myself to be patient through any time of the day to listen to someone speak, and I think this in return will help me be a cooperative member of the team, as I like to consume as many ideas as possible before I present my thoughts and ideas. Unique doesn't always mean you have to be extraordinary or creative or something very different from your profession. Sometimes your unique traits can be simply your exclusive personality traits that not everyone has but everyone strives to have. Next up, what's your passion and motivation? I know some of you would want to say money, but you definitely cannot say money. Fake it till you make it, they say, But we say add a pinch of authenticity so it doesn't seem that fake. I am sure we all are at least 18 plus over here. We have spent 18 years with ourselves, sailing through different times of our lives. My source of motivation has changed throughout my life, and I'm sure so must be the case with you all. Try to dive in deeper with yourself. See what excites you, what motivates you to get out of bed on a lousy, gloomy day, what makes you want to get through a long day of work with a smile on your face. For some people, it's traveling, for others, it's working out, and for some, it's a smile on their parents' face. For some, it can be all of it. Moving on to the next question, why are you leaving your current job? This question can make you feel really twisted if you want to be honest or if you want to sugarcoat reality. Interviewer basically wants to know where you are coming from, how you are approaching your changes, your reasons to shift from one thing to another. So when you are forming your answer for this question, make sure you are fusing your honesty with your realistic goals. Change is the only constant, and make sure your answer reflects how you strive to change from growth, not boredom. While preparing for this answer, make a list of everything the company has offered and taught you, how grateful you have been for the experience you have acquired there. Then talk about how you wish to head on to new experiences and learn different things. Mention why you choose them and how they will bring out the significant remark on your growth graph. Make sure you don't speak ill about your previous company, even though it was an unpleasant experience. Even if you have to mention a thing or two about the negative experiences, put it across in a way that shows how you sailed through those difficulties rather than looking like you are nagging about the downsides of that firm. Next up, they may ask, where do you see yourself in the coming 5 years? Your vision will talk about the dedication and consistency you will bring to the table. You will find most of the companies asking this question to you to gauge where you are headed in your career. They want to have a deeper understanding of how you are approaching your growth and how you have mapped out the route for yourself. When you are preparing for this question, that will be asked 8 out of 10 times for sure. Make sure you construct your answer that is talking about your entire journey and how it is going to contribute your vision in the coming 5 years. Have a concrete goal and talk about how each and every job or project you have picked so far or will pick is going to benefit you in order to meet this goal. Talk about what inspires you to aim for that vision, how you try to bring unconventional changes in your life or your industry. Try and align your long-term vision with the contribution you will bring to the company as well. Make sure you don't appear to be someone who is applying there for your selfish reasons, but you will be able to be a valuable asset to the company. Speak with conviction and prepare for any cross-questioning they'll put in your way to understand how prepared you are or aware you are about what you are aiming for. Don't hesitate to accept things you are unaware about, the vision you have. Just speak with confidence about whatever you know and have learned so far. You should do good. Next up, they may ask you, what salary are you expecting? This is such an awkward question for most of us because we know how it gets to even ask for the money from your own friend that you lent them. Here, you are sitting in front of a few unknowns that you are just talking to, so they would be impressed enough to hire you. But when the ball is in your court, you don't know how to ask for what you are worth. We get the drill. Before you step out to go give that interview, perform a research and see how much your profile will pay you. Try and back yourself with some experience to present in front of them, even though those experiences are not professional. You always quote your value for the skills you hold, not the years or months you spent. Not that your time doesn't hold a value, it sure does, but that is not the only factor that comes into the play. So even if you are a fresher, don't underquote yourself. Companies always cut a deal if you are overquoting or going out of budget they have pulled out for your profile. So it's okay if you are slightly overquoting. You might also end up being asked, why would you quote that amount? You can try and talk about how you will cater to their needs, the value you will add to the company, and how you will justify the money you are asking for the role you will play. The key quite literally is to be confident, have faith in your skills and abilities, and speak for it. Next up, they may ask, tell us about your weakness and strength. Your answer for your weakness and strength will talk about why they should hire you. This question will either be asked like, tell us about your weakness or strength, or why we should hire you. In this answer, you have to make sure you cover every little detail about yourself. Talk about different phases of your life, how they have shaped you into the person that you are today. Embrace your flaws and talk about how you are making amends. This answer doesn't have to be restricted to your professional skills, but you can dive in deeper into who you are as a person. Let them know about your behavioral traits, your habits, your perspective towards things. Say if you have a habit of always jotting down things in your book, state it across like you are focused on the details and believe in marking every detail to work on, and you believe that is the strength of you because you have an eye on things that other may not have. These little things will talk about your personality in a bigger sense and how strong of a candidate you are for their company. Next up, they may ask you, why does this role interest you? This question is mainly asked in order to understand if you are in this for momentary experiment or for a long run. Interviewers are trying to understand your intentions to play this role for their firm and how efficient you may be. Your efficiency roots from your willingness to perform certain tasks, and this question is to understand your willingness. You cannot have a vague answer for this question because you need to be thorough with what you are going to do. What you say here will form an impression as to what you will bring to the table. So make sure you spend enough time performing the research about your job role, how people have excelled at different levels in the same industry. Talk about your inspiration behind aiming for this role. What is your source of inspiration and inclination, and curate your answer accordingly. Make sure you don't sound vague but a person with a thorough understanding of what they are getting into. While you prepare for this answer, also acknowledge challenges you may face with this role and how you are prepared to overcome and learn through each one of them. This energy will reflect your dedication to be in the business for longer and not because it is convenient or optional. Last, yet a tricky question. Do you have any questions? This is very important. This is where you get an opportunity to change the interview into a full-fledged conversation. A lot of us enter the interview room with the mindset that we are over there to answer questions, not ask. But that's not true. You have all the rights to ask and understand about the company as much as they want to know about you. Prepare a list of questions you have for the company. It can consist of how the company functions, what the vision they have, how is the working hours like, time flexibility, payment structure, so on and so forth. Although you will have an orientation where you will be explained about various processes of how the company works, it is absolutely okay to let your curiosity to learn about them surface beforehand. This way, they will know you are also eager and curious to learn about them and take that extra mile to understand them better. Make sure you have a list of questions that you would want to ask your interviewer to have a seamless conversation with them. We know that the interviews can be really intimidating and challenging. Your nervousness can surface to a point where all of this preparation can go to waste if you black out in that moment. But we say, calm down a little and take a deep breath every time you feel nervous and stressed about how to do this right. Just prepare yourself to have a conversation and say goodbye to any form of hesitation. We ended up covering some of the most frequently asked questions in the interview, so you know how to prepare for them. We would love to know what other types of guide videos you would love watching for us to help you with your career. Wishing you all the best for your upcoming interview, and we are sure you are going to have a nice one. Make sure you don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave so you never miss another update by Scalar. Until next time.